now call the Town of Lake Clark Shores Code Enforcement Board hearing to order, January 28th, 6:30 p.m. Emily, would you mind calling roll, please?
Chair Paul Hughes,
Present.
Vice Chair Gerard Sanchez,
Present.
Board Member Deb Mooney,
Present.
Board Member Wesley Cook,
Present.
Board Member Patricia Keough, Board Member Morty Mills, Board Member Jonathan Thayer.
Present.
Okay, well, if you don't mind, we'll stand and pledge of allegiance. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Is there a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
Motion has been moved and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. The next item is the consent agenda, which includes the minutes for our December 4th meeting and cases now in compliance. I'm assuming all of us have had time to look at the minutes for the December 4th meeting. Eric, are there cases on the agenda tonight that are now in compliance?
Yes, there are. Good evening, Chairman Hughes and board members. Starting on page 1, case 25-0471 is in compliance. I do have photos I would like to show you later toward the end of the meeting. Page 2, case 25-0676 is now in compliance. I also have photos for that to show you. Case 25-779, it's in compliance as of today, but we're still going to hear it because this case under the code section has been ongoing since October. So the board just needs to hear this one. Case 25-780 is in compliance. This is another case that I want to just show the photos and have a brief discussion on, just so the board can see what was done. Going to the last page, page 4, second from the bottom, case 25-819 is in compliance. This is another case that I would like to provide my testimony and the investigation that I did to get it on record. And that completes all cases that are in compliance.
Okay. Eric, do you want to just go through these according to the agenda?
For the unfinished ones, yeah, we can quickly get those through, and we have three people in the audience representing cases. So
Okay.
yeah, so for case 25-0471, if you want to discuss that, I do want to show you the photos. Emily, could you just show the photos, please? Mm-hmm. So Mrs. Downing contacted me 3 weeks ago. She let me know that she was able to get her driveway taken care of. Unfortunately, her vehicle no longer works, so she was unable to attend tonight's meeting, but she wanted to give a strong message to the board saying she appreciates the time that you gave her. She apologizes for not getting it done sooner, but based on the finances and her limited situation, she did it to the best of her ability. There you go. So she still has the cautionary tape up. So what the driveway looked like before versus what it looks like now, this is a night and day difference. So I just wanted to present to the board.
Sorry, which one are you talking about?
This is
First one, page 1.
Yes, case 25-0471, Susan E. Downing.
Okay.
Yeah, so I just want the board to see what the new driveway. This is a different property. I don't know why that photo was on there, but yeah. So Mrs. Downing wanted the board to see what the driveway looks like.
Okay. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Before I go any further, let's also approve the consent agenda. Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
I motion.
Second.
Motion's been moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Just to, next item, remind the board members, if you are familiar, particularly with any of the cases that come before us tonight, or have had conversations or information related to any of the cases that come before us tonight, if you would please disclose that at the time we take up the case. Anyone speaking to any of the cases tonight, if you would please stand up and be sworn by the Code Board's attorney.
Do you swear or affirm the testimony you'll give be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, Eric, are we talking about the next case now? 250676?
Well, 25-0471, I believe you guys have to make a decision on it because it is in compliance.
I'm sorry?
Give me one
I
second.
don't think so.
No, they don't? Okay.
There's no fine imposed.
Okay, so yeah, no, Chairman, you are correct. We can move on to the next. Next one.
Okay,
So for 25-0676, they are in compliance. Give me 1 second. What property are you guys here for? Okay. Okay, all right, no problem. Sorry about that. So they have come into compliance. Emily, can you show the pictures for 25-0676? So the roof has been completely cleaned. I didn't hear from the property owners when it was completed, so I can't give you an exact date. But the condition of the roof is night and day from what it was. They had removed all those extra tiles that were off there, all the mildew and grime has been removed. So we would have to put them into compliance as of today's date, seeing as I don't have an exact date for you.
If I can speak, so I think I had sent you an email following the last board meeting. There was a confusion, miscommunication between staff here. And so let's see here, I wrote it on the agenda. So we were informed that they actually had a permit to do the roof, and that the permit was issued on November 7th. And then the roof sheeting inspection passed on December 4th, which was the day of the last hearing. So they were in compliance before you heard the case. So, and at the December hearing, you had imposed a fine. So, you know, technically the fine shouldn't have been imposed. So I think the proper thing, a bill would probably be to waive the fine or dismiss the
Yeah,
case. I don't-
that or probably what you should do is vacate that past order
Well-
and rescind any fine that was imposed therein.
But for them to be in compliance, it was not for them to have a permit. It was for them to have the roof repaired.
No, it was the
Clean.
roof to be cleaned.
Yes.
So
Okay.
they had it torn off and we're putting a new roof on as of the meeting.
Instead of cleaning it.
mhm. Is the roof been replaced?
I mean, if you look at the photos, I don't know if you remember what the roof looked like, but it was more of a orangish Mediterranean style color. So all that is the new shingling. I have a few more photos. There you go. I don't know if you remember, but on the right side, that was in worse condition, and now it looks rather beautiful.
Is that today picture?
Oh yes, all these photos that you're seeing were taken today.
Do we have a determination yet? It reminded me about that door.
Mhm.
I think the building official was going to weigh in on whether that door was up to code or
The back where the balcony was.
Yeah.
no
on the
rail.
side.
There's nothing. Basically, people, you want to come to the house that you don't like can go through
Yeah.
that door. What are you?
That, yeah.
Billy,
I mean-
did Joe say anything? No. Okay. All right, we haven't gotten any updates from Joe K. Jacket as of yet on it.
And then since we're talking about the door, and then I guess about all the CBS block, I guess they're painting or whatever. I don't know, was this stuff permanent?
So if you remember in the previous photos, there was heavy discoloration all along those areas where you see what they're doing. That there was also all that material that was on the side of the roof that's all been removed. So aside from repairing and replacing the roof, they're actively working towards fixing the exterior walls of the property, probably by painting.
Okay, is that something that requires a permit or no?
If they paint, no.
Well, that's not paint. They put, I don't know,
Looks like stucco or something.
stucco and then the door. I mean, just curious because that doesn't look safe with that door the way it is.
Yeah.
No, that's not paint. That's new stucco that's been put up there.
But
But
that's right.
Which
So
probably should have a permit.
I
I don't
I
know.
wouldn't think so.
I have no idea.
It looks like it's mostly just to repair cracks, maybe.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't know, but I'm just
Active.
curious. All right. But the door,
So anyhow, they're in compliance with the original. So is there a motion to
Motion to vacate the
original?
original order and rescind any fine that was imposed.
Motion.
Is there a second?
a second.
Jerry seconds.
Yep.
Further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
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 Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Okay. Eric, shall we just go in order?
Sure. Let's do case 25-779 because we also have the property owner here.
Mhm.
So give me 1 second. Emily, could you please pull the photos up? All right. So case 2025-779, I'm Code Enforcement Officer Eric Richwagon representing the town of Lake Clark Shores.
You
Site,
want to present the photos when they were in violation first?
yeah, because this was taken today. So the site property owner is identified by Sarah G. Hogue and Sean Hogue. Site property is 1917 Gregory Road, Lake Clark Shores, Florida, 3346. An investigation was started in October of 2025. Some of these photos were provided by Chairman Hughes to me. So since October up until the last week, this shows that there's been vehicles that have continuously, well, same vehicle has continuously parked on the lawn. These are also from 1921 as well. So that's from 1921. 1921.
You're talking about a different address from 1921?
Yeah, it's combined in there because both properties are right next to each other.
Oh, I see.
As of today's date, though, when I went out there, there was no vehicle in the front lawn. I do have the property owner here. We had a conversation. In the past, there wasn't an ordinance about this. I informed them that there is now a ordinance on the book saying that vehicles cannot be parked in the front lawn. He has agreed to not do it anymore, and I'll let him speak for himself. Go on, sir. Just give your name and the address, please.
Hello, Chairman and Board. My name is Sean Hogue. I live at 1917 Gregory Road. Yeah, I've lived here since 2003 with my family in beautiful Lake Clark Shores, and driving through the neighborhood to work and coming home from work daily, I see cars, parked all over the place, whether it be in front of their yard, and I didn't think anything of it, and I apologize for violating new code, but I was also unaware of the new code. Kind of like the new lawn and order that you see everywhere. There was no kind of notification that we weren't allowed to do this anymore. So had I known, I would not have done it.
Do you get the messages over the internet?
It goes to my email that I send all the junk to, truthfully.
Oh, maybe you need to fix that,
Yeah,
huh?
probably. But yes, I was unaware of this.
Well, we also had signs posted at the traditional
Well,
places leaving.
remember, lawn and order is for different ordinance. Lawn and order is about putting vegetation out.
Right.
This is code section 125-824 specifying vehicles being parked in the front lawn.
And
Like I said,
this is actually an old,
Yeah, that was a few years ago.
But if I may speak, like
Sure.
there's homes along, like just in particular that can bring to my attention on Westlake Drive when they have parties in these big houses and their cars are parked everywhere on the street. And the same thing that goes for along Gregory Road, like when we have, we have limited parking, as they'll park on the side of the road that has no houses all along the grass. And I'm not, speaking to it, but I'm just,
I think the people that you have a one-time party, like I had my house. And it was the 2 conference games for the football.
Mhm.
But, I had people there from 2 to 10, right, during the games, or pretty much that. But that's a one-time, that something's going on at my house.
right,
But it appears that it's not meant to be done
understand,
every day and it's, driveway space. So,
understood.
and I think this ordinance is it new or has it always been with Palm Beach County?
I don't know if it's always been, I don't know if it's always been with Palm Beach County, but I know it's been on the books for at least a couple of years. Because I know other cities are beginning to adopt their own forms of it as well.
Wasn't it in the shorelines?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was there too.
I think it was in the shoreline. You should thumb through that thing.
Yes, sir.
And then some homes actually have their septic tank in the front, right? The newer, honestly, we shouldn't be parking in the front yard because we do not have a sewer system. And anyone who updates their sewer or septic tanks, they literally have their drain field in the front yard.
Yeah.
So that,
It's
You know.
understandable. I understand.
Well, I'm very familiar with the property because I walk by it every day. And yes, some of those pictures are pictures I sent to Eric, but the ultimate goal is just to have all the properties in town try to come into compliance and hopefully you'll be on the website and appreciate you coming.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
thanks.
And we're good here, I think, aren't we? We don't need a motion for
Yeah, I
anything.
think you're fine. Just to advise you, if it recurs again, I think the town's position would be to proceed to get an order entered. Would maybe not a fine even the first time, but then after that, there'd be a fine every time you did it. So it'd be good if you don't do it.
Yeah, for sure.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
guys.
you.
Arthur.
I appreciate your time.
Thank you very much.
Good evening.
Have a good night.
Eric, the next one?
Case 25-780. I'm Code Enforcement Officer Eric Dragon, representing the town of Lake Clark Shores. Site property owners identified by Yanir Leon Panetta and Roland Subarte Panetta. Site property address is 1921 Gregory Road, Lake Clark Shores, Florida 33406. Emily, could you please bring the photos up? All right. So these are samples you're going to see. This one is in compliance, but I want to show you what these residents did. So just so you have an understanding. So this was another situation, more vehicles than the property could handle. Then Emily, if you could show the photos that I took today. So I just want the code board to see what the response is from some residents when they've been getting this ordinance violation. So if you look now, they pulled the permit, they expanded the driveway, they beautified their property, they put themselves in compliance by adding to their property. So I just want to show you what this ordinance looks like when sometimes it's being enforced, how residents take it seriously. So although this thing in compliance, I just wanted to show you as an example, because sometimes the code board members don't get to see what the enforcement can look like in the end. And this is a great example of this property adding value and solving the problem on their own.
Was that picture taken today?
Yes, it was.
Mhm.
What about the vegetation?
So there was an
I
issue.
hate to say that.
Well, no, so there was an issue with pickup. I had actually spoken with Chairman Hughes this morning. Other residents had reached out to me because there was a hiccup with pickup this week. I'm not citing the residents because this doesn't fall on them. This falls on the pickup. So yes, it's there. Normally it would be cited, but because I contacted Waste Management and found out what was going on, that's on them, not the residents.
How many more around town did they not pick up?
There's quite a few.
And there are quite a few.
Yeah, on the north side and the south side. So we're not talking about one or two, we're talking 10, 15, possibly 20. Now, some of them were previously cited because it was put out way too early, but that's for a different conversation.
Okay.
Eric, you said the property owners are here?
Not for this one.
Not
But I just
for-
wanted to present this because this property is also right next to 1917, the resident that just spoke. So I want to let you know that here's two properties, same violation,
Right,
two resolutions.
okay. So they're in compliance,
Yes.
okay.
Alright.
Um,
If possible, Chairman Hughes, can we take it out of order, seeing as,
You want to go to 819?
yeah, if that's okay. Actually, can we go to 820, seeing as those residents
Okay.
are here?
Any objections?
No.
Okay.
Okay,
All right, good evening. I'm Code Enforcement Officer Eric Richwagon, representing the town of Lake Clark Shores, case number 25-820. Site property owners identified by Cortland are Suite the Third. Site property is 7667 Nemec Drive South, Lake Clark Shores, Florida, 33406. Give me 1 second so I can pull this up, please. This came in as a resident, a complaint. We actually have the complainant here. So this was investigated on 12/30/2025. I received it. I confirmed based on the photos that yes, indeed, this is a violation. So on 12/30/2025, a notice of violation was issued. A reinspection was conducted on 1/10/2026, finding them to be in violation. Notice of hearing was sent out by mail and posted on 1/16/2024, sorry, 2026. And as of today's date, the violation still exists. Now, I am not able to see from the roadway so these are photos that were provided by the complainant. So we will have the complainant testify because she can confirm as of today. We also have the property owners here who would like to speak on their behalf. So who would the board wish to speak to first, the complainant or the property owners?
well, let's hear from the complainant first.
Okay. All right, ma'am.
Ma'am, would you like to identify yourself?
Sure. Hi, I'm Linda Blash, 7677 Nemec Drive South. Up until January 1st, I was the HOA president. So I submitted the complaint on behalf of the HOA.
Okay,
As he pointed out, this is not something that you can see from the street. What the HOA did was a street side view. We can see a missing screen, but we could not see the pool. I wasn't aware of the pool until someone who was visiting the house next door on the other side pointed it out. Faith Becker is the other owner, and she is the one who said it was okay to go on her property in order to take the photos.
now that pool looks green. Is that green?
Yes, green and mossy at that point.
And when was that picture taken?
This was submitted by Miss
Remember?
Linda Blash. So the date that the complaint came in, this photo was submitted. And based on my investigation, I can see that this does warrant. So the two sections cited were 34-19 sub 9 sub A swimming pool water clarity shall be maintained. And based on the greenness of it and the potential hazard to the community, we cited under 34-20 a public nuisance and public hazard. So those are the two code sections that were cited.
Did you also mention that the screen was missing?
Yes, the second from the left is an open space
On the bottom.
on the bottom.
So it doesn't protect from a child wandering in there.
It falls under 34-20 for public nuisance and public hazard.
Was there anything else you'd like to add at this point?
No.
You contacted the property owners?
Actually, yes, I did. After I took the photos,
Uh-huh.
I spoke with the with both of them, and explained that yes, we would have to, felt bad, but this was something that we really did need to report.
Right.
We talked about it. They had a plan for fixing it, and we submitted it.
I'm just curious, the lady that lets you go on the property, did she mention how long the house that's been in that condition?
She is not actually resident. The house is vacant.
Mhm.
So I was actually on her property getting a tree estimate for her, but I've heard from the pool person who comes weekly, and I've spoken to the owner a couple of times. And I basically have the way she put it, feel free anytime, but I did want to call her to confirm that it was okay to go back.
Mhm.
Did you say there's a pool person that comes weekly?
To
To the next door neighbor.
the next door neighbor. And the last time you witnessed this?
I sent you a picture. The last picture I sent was, I think, last week.
About a week ago. Okay. So,
About a week ago?
Yes.
Okay.
we'll call it 01/21/2026.
And the original notice was December 30th.
Yes, that's when I investigated into it. I drove into the neighborhood. I was unable to see it from the street, and obviously I've done a permission to step on someone's property without their permission. So with the limited abilities that I had, I was relying on the complainant. So I reached out to Ms. Blash, who was willing to come in tonight to provide her testimony. Based on the evidence and findings, I warrant that this is likely still going on. Now, when the property owners speak, if they say it's not, and if they show me the pool, that'll be a different scenario.
And you did a door hanger on the
Yes.
December 30th?
Yeah, so it was posted to the property, sent out by regular mail. The notice of hearing was also posted to the property and sent out by regular mail. And again, unfortunately, I was unable to provide photos, based on the location of this pool. So,
Okay, thank you, Linda.
Thank you.
Linda, right?
Yes.
All right, my memory was not too bad. Okay,
Speaker, did you want to
The-
speak, both of you? Okay.
Wish everybody a good evening.
sir,
Same with you.
Court Sweat, I'm the property owner here. And yeah, the pool has gotten completely out of hand. We had a brand new pool man just today. And he was at the pool putting chemicals and servicing it and checking the filter once we left the house to come here. He's still working on it. He said in a couple of days it'll be a lot clearer, and then the next step is he's got a buddy who does screen work. We're gonna get him to come in to replace the few screens that are broken. I used to do that stuff myself, but I've got so old and sick
Mhm.
now, I can't replace screen like that anymore.
I know what you're talking about.
Sorry if it's bothered anybody or been a problem. It's just, we really just don't use the pool that much. And I don't know how many people you've talked to that have pools that years later say, oh my gosh, I'm sorry I got that thing. But
How much time do you
anyways,
need?
I'm here. I wanted to show up and let you know that I have started a new pool man, and I've given him money to bring it up to code, and we've agreed to a monthly maintenance.
Sure. Sir,
Is your pool
much
pump,
time-
is your pool pump working?
Yes, it is now. I had it replaced also.
You're supposed to get a permit for that. I don't know if you did, but
Oh,
don't worry about it. At this point, don't worry about it.
I would say, sir, how much time did they tell you until the pool will be clear? So I want to see how much time you
He
need.
was talking about putting a bunch of chemicals in it tonight
Okay,
and then running the filter like 24 hours a day for the next 5 or 6 days.
okay.
And I got the impression that in a day or two, we'd see a marked difference in the pool.
All right. Would you allow me to come to your property and check on the progress of it?
Yeah,
All right.
knock on the door, we'll come around, we'll take a look at it.
Okay. Seeing as the property owners are willing to let me on and show me the progress, it's my recommendation. I mean, if they're saying 5 or 6 days for it to clear, I would say maybe we can give them the 5 or 6 days, and they like, I'm gonna give them my business card. Tomorrow, I'd like you to contact me, and then, you know, just let me know what's going on. And as the pool begins to improve, just give me a call so I can come out and see it. And I think as long as it continues to improve and fixes, and as long as the screen gets fixed within 5 or 6 days, we could close it out.
How about the screen? When was the screen?
The pool man says he has a guy that he knows that will take care of that, so.
I know, when
I'm
will
gonna-
you be taking care of it?
I haven't talked to the guy yet, it just happened today, but
Mhm.
hopefully he'll get the bottom panels soon. And the top panels, he'll have to, I don't know how you do those, you put wood across and roll the screen in, or,
Well, the main ones to fix is the bottom ones, because you want to make sure that no children could get through there. The top ones that you're speaking of need to be repaired, but for the health and safety side, if you can get the bottom ones repaired within the 5 or 6 days, just like the pool, that will alleviate
okay.
the health and safety side.
Well, when I see the guy tomorrow, I'll try to get the name of the repairman and try to reach him and
Is-
get him,
Is it just that one bottom one?
there's probably 2, maybe
Okay.
3.
Okay.
Would he need a permit for
that have
that?
blown
replacement?
out from.
That type of?
No,
repair?
no, because it's just replacing a screen. It's not as though he has to add anything to it.
Yeah. Okay. Anybody have anything else? Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you.
We should,
Will you do a motion?
Yes, absolutely.
I'll make a motion.
Okay.
Based upon the testimony evidence presented in case number 2025-820, I move the respondents be found to have failed to comply with the order finding violation dated 12/30/25. Given the evidence presented, I
Yeah.
move that
I don't think that's where we are we? There's no order.
I think we just need a number 1,
Yeah.
finding a violation.
Okay. All right. Based on testimony and evidence presented in case number 2025-820, I move that this board find the response in violation of sections 39-19 sub 9 sub A, 34-20 and 124-475I of the code, the town code of ordinance. Respondent shall comply to the code of ordinance on or before. Our next meeting is February 25th, so not knowing how long it's gonna take for the screen guy to come in, and the pool's gonna take probably more than a week, the way it looks, to get it spanking clean. So I've given till February 25th. If you don't comply in a timely fashion, a fine the amount to exceed $25 a day will be imposed.
I'm sure you'll see a improvement by that time.
Yeah, so I would suspect that our next meeting, Eric can come in and say that, that's all done. Okay,
Thank
a fine assessment hearing will be held on 2/25/76 if necessary. So you got a month to
Okay.
take a dip.
All right, sir. Thank you very much for coming. Thank you. And here's my card. Please contact me.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
All right.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Okay.
I'm sorry, Chairman. I missed who seconded the motion.
Jonathan?
Jonathan.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
All
And now we gotta go back.
right, now we're going back in the original order, Mr. Hughes.
About this couple.
Page 3.
It'll be case 25-789.
Okay, so before we get started, I'd like to, since there's 8 different violations on this property, I'd like to suggest that we discuss all of them at one time. And then we can decide on each violation separately. Okay? All right, Eric,
All right, give me one
we'll
second.
start off with 7, 8, 9.
Give me 1 second. Good evening. I am Code Enforcement Officer Eric Richwagon, representing the town of Lake Clark Shores. This is case number 25-789. Site property owner is 7011 Hayden Road, Barbie Trust. Site property is identified as 7011 Hayden Road, Lake Clark Shores, Florida, 33406. On 12/4/2025, a notice of violation was issued for section 34-9 sub 9 sub B, driveway in disrepair. On 01/03/2026, a reinspection was conducted, finding that the violation still exists. On 01/17/2026, a notice of hearing was issued. A reinspection of today's date finds that the violation still exists. It is my recommendation to give 25 days to get the driveway completely repaired. Otherwise, a fine may be assessed. The photos you are looking at are from the initial investigation. I do have photos that were taken today.
What was the original date, Eric?
The original date for, and this is going to be the date for all of them, even though I'm still going to say it, but
Right.
the original violation was issued on 12/04/2025.
Okay.
So the photos you are now looking at are photos that we're taking of today's date, roughly around 3 p.m.
Okay.
Is someone working there? What's this van?
Well,
Yeah. You can go up there.
I would like to go through all of these.
You want to go through all of them? Okay.
Yeah, and discuss each notice, and then we'll come back.
Okay.
Well, I don't think, we haven't seen these pictures, so.
Okay.
So let's go to the next one, Eric, if we could see the
All right.
pictures.
Case 25-790. They were cited under code section 34-19 sub 3, ungrassed areas. And Emily, if you scoot over to a couple photos, you'll,
The same pictures or I have? to-
yeah, no, you can use today's photos if you want, because
No, but these pictures were for the driveway or all
Yeah.
the pictures about all the cases together in the same file?
you can use all these photos that are lumped, because these are the ones taken today. There should be two photos showing the ungrassed area.
So here,
Yeah,
Yes,
there it
correct.
is. Okay,
For this, it's my recommendation to give 7 days to have all the bare spots sodded. If not, a fine assessment may be imposed.
okay.
Um,
Next one.
Case 25-791 were cited under code section 34-19 sub 3, rotten and broken fascia board. Can you scoot through a little bit, Emily? Not that one. There you go. So if you look in the top right corner, kind of close to where the camera is, you can see that the facade and the gutters there are completely rotten out and deteriorating. Next one is going to be 25-792, code section 34-19 sub 7, unauthorized open storage. Emily, can you go to the new photos, because it's actually worse? Keep going, please. It'll be on the right side there. So there's one. And can you keep going to the right? So keep going, please. One more. one more.
Mhm.
Okay, so all of this is unauthorized outdoor storage. So these are photos that were taken today, so this violation still exists, and it's actually accumulated more. Next one is going to be 25-793, code section 34-19 sub 9 sub C, gutters and downspouts in disrepair. The previous photo that I showed you shows that they're in a state of disrepair. There you go. So it all needs to be replaced. Next one's going to be 25-794, code section 34-19 sub 9 sub D, discoloration on the exterior walls. You can go. So there's some on the side, all the rust stains in the back. There's one in the front of the property as well. So if you can go the other way, the right way, it'll be past the van. So there's discoloration there. There's discoloration throughout. It's mainly rust stains all throughout, and faded and chipping paint. All right. Moving on to page 4, 25-795, code section 34-20, public nuisance and public hazard. There are no windows in the house. They've all been smashed out. Now they are putting up boards, but that's only temporary. They have to have windows, and we don't know if the doors are secured. Like, I can see the door open. Yes, there were people there, but ever since I initiated this investigation, every time I drove by the property, the doors were open, and the one time that the front door was closed, there was a metal bar in front of it. That's not a secure door. So this is still a danger to the public. Okay, and then the last one, 25-796, section 26-21, tree stumps. And there you go, tree stump. So any tree stumps on the property must be removed.
Do any of the board members have questions of Eric before we have the property owners come up?
Is there any permits on this entire property been pulled?
I believe. Was there renovation?
Yes, there's a permit that was pulled for it's interior remodel.
Nothing exterior, nothing.
No, as far as I know, no. I was told today that they also need to pull sub permits for electrical and plumbing. The permit was paid, I think it was on January 21st.
And
Yeah,
how about
that's
for the windows? Because
But as of today,
right.
just remodel.
Yes, as far as I know, yes.
I would think they'd have to take care of the outside before we'd give them a permit for an interior remodel
that would be the order.
to take care of the.
Okay, well, we're
Yeah.
going to have you come up in just a minute. Thank you for being patient.
And I guess I understand when a window gets smashed, like in a business, then they usually put plywood and it's immediately, or be fixed in a couple days, a week, whatever. And that's commercial. But if there's no permits for windows and everything else, they're treating this like if it's a hurricane. And I believe we have an ordinance for this as well, right? You're not allowed to just keep it all boarded up for period either if there's no permit. So
No, the main issue that it was cited under was the fact that all the windows were smashed out. So anyone from the public could have gotten in there, or anyone from the public could have been harmed. So yes, they are putting up the plywood on the windows to temporarily secure it. Bill, can I ask you, even though they are putting up the temporary protection for the windows, that cannot be a permanent solution. They have to install actual usable windows, and we have to confirm that any doors on the property can be properly locked. That way members of the general public can't access that property.
Right, yeah, certainly they have to install windows at some point. You're going to hear more about, I think, about the proposed renovation. Let me tell you a little bit about the property. I don't know if anybody knows about the Barbie property.
Okay, I was gonna ask that question.
You do. But the latest in the last year or two was Mr. Barbie passed away.
Mhm.
The town had been having problems with this property, I think, for about 20 years.
Mhm.
And there were significant fines that were owed to town. However, it was homestead property, so the fines did not attach. When Mr. Barbie passed away, his heirs were entitled to the homestead protection by law. And however, the property was placed into this trust. I think how's it worded here? That's 7011 Hayden Road Barbie Trust. And ultimately, the town entered into an agreement with the new owners that they would either renovate the property, pull permits to renovate the property, or demolish the property and pull a permit by, I think it was sometime in December. They didn't do that. We from the legal side, got in touch with the new owners, and they asked for an extension. It went in front of the town council, which granted a 2-week extension. The permit was applied for. It was just in the last week the permit fee was paid.
So they applied for a permit in December. I think it was actually the day of the council meeting that they applied for the permit, but it wasn't paid, I think, until January 21st.
So that's been applied for. Now, I guess the building official said they're going to need the sub permits. I don't know precisely. I heard tonight, and that's my understanding as well, that they're going to renovate the interior, but obviously need some exterior work. Also, just to add to the town giving them additional time, they paid it was either 50 or 60,000 to the town to settle up the old liens,
Okay,
and the liens were released.
okay.
Does applying for that interior renovation permit satisfy the requirement of town council or the agreement rather?
Probably not. But I mean, that's something to be worked out. I think these, I mean, in my mind, that's great if we're going to fix the property up, but it's got to be somewhat.
Patient.
Well, it's got to be somewhat.
You can't remodel the inside and not do I mean, it's.
I would
Well,
think that taking care of the outside in order to satisfy some of the neighbors that have been impacted by this property for a long time.
Yeah.
Would go a long way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because, you can't leave it like this and do the inside and do a wonderful job on the inside. I mean, that
Right.
would,
Looking at that fascia board, I'm wondering about the roof condition and all, I mean, I don't know. So we'll see, but
but we can hear, the gentleman here
Right.
is an engineer, right? You're involved with so why don't we?
Why don't you come up and introduce yourself and
Is it a new property owner or is it still trust?
It's still in the trust as of today, because before the meeting, I checked it, because if it was under a new ownership, I would have asked to rescind the violation so I could reissue them to the new owners. But as of today, it is still under the 711 Barbie Trust.
okay. Sir, we want to identify yourself?
Yes, good afternoon. My name's Eric Mills. I'm with Virtual Design Group. We're an engineering firm. So we were hired by the owner December 6th, I guess 2 days after he got the violation. Apparently it took him so long to retain us after he got the initial violation because there was $700,000 worth of fines that he was trying to negotiate with the city. And I believe, as Mr. Doney said, that they settled for around 50 or 60,000 that he had paid. Once he knew that he was locked in with that number and that he was going to take care of everything, it then made it worth it for him to keep the home. So now that he's kept it, our first course of action was to submit for a demo permit. So we actually submitted for a demolition permit, which is going to take care and satisfy the first court. The issue was we wanted to get rid of all the dangerous debris, all the hazardous materials, the broken windows, the broken fascia boards, all of that's being removed as soon as we receive the demo permit.
When you say demo permit, are you talking about demo to the ground?
No,
Or are you
we're going to
talking about an
maintain.
Interior demo?
No, we did a structural evaluation and the walls that are intact and the foundations are going to remain. But obviously the windows, the doors, the roof trusses, the fascia, the driveway, everything is going to be removed.
So the majority of the structure will be removed.
That's correct. All the dangerous and hazardous materials. And we wanted that done quickly, which is why we went for the demo permit. All of the
Has the demo
plans.
permit been issued yet?
So the plans and everything have been approved. They only asked for subcontractor applications as of this morning. They are correct. There was, when we submitted the permit on behalf of the owner, there was fees that were due, but nobody knew that there were fees that were due. When we found out about this meeting, I called Mr. Doney and he explained to me about the fees and they were taken care of within an hour. We since took over expediting the permit up for the owner so that we can stay on top of the fees and make sure that things get done in a quick manner. So now they've told us this morning that they would like subcontractor applications submitted. We're going to have those submitted by the end of the week, and then the demo permit should be issued within a day or two. At that point, he's going to start removing everything. In the meantime, he's trying to secure the house. They've removed things that were dangerous, all the broken glass. They've put up plywood. They do have a lockbox and a locking mechanism on the door now so that it is secure because they're going to start working in the house and leaving tools in there. So they are securing it. Our next course of action, as soon as the demo permit is issued, we're going to submit for the interior renovation permit. I know that that's going to take several weeks, 2 to 3 or 4 weeks for the building department to review all the disciplines, which is why we wanted to start the demo first. So that hopefully by the time the demo is done, we have a permit issued for the interior renovation, which is going to entail new trusses, new windows, new walls, new flooring, new kitchen, new bathrooms, basically brand new throughout. It's not going to have a flat roof anymore. He's going to give it some curb appeal. He's going to try to sell the home. So he's going to try to give it some nice finishes, new paint. It's going to look basically like a brand new home when it's done.
But he
So
doesn't plan to live there. He's going to sell it.
I believe that he plans to sell it. I believe that's. his plan.
And it sounds like it's going to be taken down to probably one wall or maybe 2 walls. and
No,
the
all
rest
of
be
the
gone.
structural walls, it saves a lot of money to maintain the structural walls because the block walls on the exterior are sitting on a foundation and the foundation is adequate. There's no signs of any structural integrity issues or cracking. The foundations all seem to be intact. We had them dig down and do some site evaluations and everything looks good. So we're going to maintain what's salvageable and we're going to remove everything that's rotted. All the trusses are coming out, the fascia, the plywood, and then all of that will be brand new.
What's the
Yeah.
timeline?
Realistically speaking, I believe that the demo portion is going to take probably about 2 more weeks, maybe 3. And then from that point, it could be another 2 to 3 weeks to get the permit for I would say 6 weeks from now to get the permit for the interior renovation. And then I believe he's on a 3 to 4 month timeline to get the renovation done. So at that point, I guess everything would be completed. The driveways would be done. The new grass will be in, new windows, new paint, new roof. That's all in the works, but it takes a little bit of time.
Are they planning on windows and doors first?
Well, that's all going to be done in the order of that the construction is done. So they're going to demo everything first.
Right, I get that.
And then they'll dry everything in at the same time. So windows and doors are actually done towards the front end of the project.
Okay.
Same time the roof trusses go on, then they'll put the windows and the doors in.
I
So-
guess, since you're being the engineer, are you willing to come every month to give us an update on the?
Yeah, I don't mind. I don't have an issue with
Are
that.
you functioning as the general contractor? Is there a?
No, there's a general contractor involved. but we're basically acting as construction administrator. We're watching the whole project the whole way
Gotcha.
through. We're overseeing inspections,
Okay.
checking on progress. So we can come give a progress report every month.
So are you a private provider providing
We
inspections? or
we
will
do
the-
private provider and SI special inspections. But in this case, I believe we are gonna have the town do the inspections, and we're basically doing threshold inspections in progress for the owner.
Emily, maybe it's semantics, but you said earlier you had a permit for renovation of the interior.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
It's actually a demolition permit,
Okay.
yes.
Now, you can maybe educate me too. Then you would need new permits for the roof and trusses and all that, right?
So we did demo first, like I said, so they could get all the hazardous materials and debris out of there, because the demo permit only goes through several departments, so it gets reviewed very quickly. So my objective was to get that out within a couple weeks so they could start working. Now, the interior renovation permit goes through 8 or 10 different departments: plumbing, electrical, mechanical, zoning.
And you have all those
engineering.
subs lined up.
And right, exactly. So I wanted to get demo done first, and now we're in the process of working on all the construction documents to submit for the permits for the interior renovation. We're speccing out windows and doors and making sure they all meet the wind codes. We're figuring out truss elevations and things like that.
Mhm.
So with your demolition permit, do you also have the subs lined up for that?
We do.
I think they need to
Yes, we
have
do.
electrical and mechanical.
That's what we're having that submitted this week. So yes,
Right, you said that. Thank you.
sure.
Anybody have any other general discussion? We'll go through each case now.
Yeah, we can go through each case, but so you're saying a total of what? 4 months? Is that what you're saying?
Honestly, 4 months for him to probably get from A to Z to get everything done. Yeah,
That sounds like a miracle to me.
Yeah.
4 months.
Yeah,
Well,
the first one is the driveway in disrepair. How soon before the driveway is?
I'm
That would
in
be-
all honesty, the driveway
Yeah.
gets done at the end because
Yeah.
all the
Right.
construction trucks drive on it,
Exactly.
the concrete trucks and everything, but
3 or 4 months, boy, that would be a miracle.
Well, it seems to me that the only thing that can probably be taken care of rather quickly is the unauthorized open storage and the trash piles.
so as soon as they get a demo permit, they're
Right.
ordering a dumpster, a construction dumpster, but they didn't want to put a dumpster on site without a permit.
Mhm.
So they already have the dumpster lined up, and as soon as we submit those sub applications this week and they issue the permit, the dumpster will go out and everything will.
The other thing that could be taken care of rather quickly, even though you may be planning to do landscape at the end, you're still gonna need to remove those tree stumps.
That's actually being done as part of the demo because I have one that's actually causing a potential foundation issue in the back. So there's 2 tree stumps and they're both being removed and ground down.
Okay.
And what was your name again?
Eric Mills.
Eric Mills. Okay, you got that, Eric?
Yes, Mr. Hughes.
Anybody have any more questions for Mr. Mills?
I think it's good news
Yeah,
for everybody,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
what an eyesore. Okay. All right, we're gonna go ahead and deal with each one of these
Okay.
Issues.
Do I sit?
individually.
Should I sit?
Yeah, you can
Yeah,
say,
you
sure.
wanna sit for that one.
If you want my card, sir.
Jerry, you gonna do it?
Yeah, I'm just in order to continue, and then with with an
If,
amendment.
if you, I know they're individual cases, but if you're inclined to give a period of time for
All of them?
all of them, you'd probably wrap them into one order. you
Okay.
know.
Well, I'm good with that. If we can do
Yeah.
that according to Robert's rules.
Yeah, you won't have to type all those orders or prepare them. But yeah, I mean, it would
As
would
long as you
be,
reference
you
each
would
case.
list all the case numbers in the order.
Okay.
And unless you want to treat one particular violation differently.
Road fund violation. Give the maximum of time to come into compliance
Mhm.
and then provide monthly report.
I move that we do them all together.
Yeah.
Second?
It's up to the lawyer.
I think we have a consensus here.
Yeah.
We're gonna do all these together and And
What would be-
list the different cases in the
Do I need to mention each one, right?
Yes.
Okay, but I'll just do it in one order, but I gotta mention every case number. All right. And then
5 months, 4 months.
I think we should give them 6 personally.
I think you're right.
Let's give them 6
June
months.
24th.
Okay. With the meeting every month for a status. All right.
But yeah, and every month with the status.
July 22nd. Okay.
I
Good
go
reason,
along
good,
with that.
good thing you're sitting. So here we go.
All
All right. And it started on page 3, right? I got nothing on page 2.
Page 3.
Right.
Okay. Based on the testimony and evidence presented in case number 25-789, 2025-790, 2025-791, 2025-792, 2025-793, 2025-794, case number 2025-795, 2025-796.
That's it.
I move that this board finds the respondent in violation of sections 34-19 sub 9 sub B driveway in disrepair, sections 34-19 sub 3 ungrassed areas, sections 34-19 3 rotten and broken fascia board, sections 34-19 sub 7 unauthorized open storage, sections 34-19 sub 9 sub Z gutters and downspouts in disrepair, sections 34-19 9 sub D discoloration of exterior walls, sections 34-20 public nuisance windows and doors unsecure, and sections that 26-21 tree stumps. Okay, of the town code of ordinances, respondent shall comply with the town code of ordinances on or before June 24th, 2026. If the respondents fail to comply with this order in a timely fashion, a fine in the amount of, but not to exceed, and this one,
100.
You could make that,
for each one, can I make it?
I think you can make an amount per case.
Okay. And I needed, okay, per case, just because we've dealt with this, we want to get it expedited. Per case, $250 per day may be imposed and a fine assessment hearing will be held on June 24th of 2026 if necessary. I'm just
Second.
doing that for big motivation. If you don't let the seller, I think we've also given an additional 2 months cushion. It's just, we, as a town,
No, I appreciate it. We'll take care of it. You still want me to come every month?
and with that, yes, to come and just give us a report on status on the,
There you are.
or where, status, yeah, of where you are and the progress that you're doing with that property. Also, I would like to ask Eric if you don't mind taking pictures just before the meeting, and that way we can see visually
Yeah, that's
where
fine.
we're at as
If you can just
well.
contact me before every month's meeting, just if you would allow me on property, as long as there's not, heavy construction going on, just so I can take photos, just so when we present to the board, you give them the update and they can get a visual, as long as that's okay with you.
I'm sure our residents will be very happy after 20 years of, this unfortunate incident with this homeowner, so.
Is there a second to it? Okay, motion's been moved and second. Further discussion? Anybody? All those in favor say aye.
Aye,
Is there anyone opposed? Motion carries. Thank you.
all right, thank
you.
you, and thank the new owners.
What's left, Eric?
The last case is going to be 25-819 on page 4.
Okay,
This violation is in compliance, but I, on the record, want to explain the entire investigation because I have a feeling this is going to come up again in the future. So please bear with me. I have a little bit of testimony to give you. All right, so On 12/23/2025, a complaint came in to Police Chief England. So Chief England had spoken to the residents who reside at 1702 Carambola Road. At the time, they were making a complaint in reference to chickens and roosters being housed, fed, and allowed to roam the neighborhood fully from property 6401 Lake Clark Drive. I called those residents on 12/23/2025 at 8:15 in the morning to discuss the matter and to gather additional information on the potential violation. Second, I explained to them that in order for me to proceed further in the matter, that I would need for them to make an official complaint to provide testimony before the Code Enforcement Board. However, the residents stated that they did not wish to be listed as a complainant or go before the Code Enforcement Board. With that being said, I did inform them that I would go out, investigate the matter, and speak with the surrounding neighbors to see if anyone else is having problems with the chickens and roosters. I also spoke with Chief England, and he informed me that he had gone out to 6401 Lake Clark Drive on 12/22/2025 and spoke with the homeowner of the violator at 6401. His name is Jose M. Sagrista. The homeowner had partially admitted to Chief England to ownership of the chickens and roosters and stated that he does also feed them. Based on the evidence that Chief England provided to me, that warranted enough for me to open an investigation, because under section 6-5, which I'm going to read for you, so please bear with me for a moment. So under section 6-5, it says it shall be unlawful to keep, harbor, breed, or house wild or domesticated livestock or fowl, including but not limited to ducks, geese, chickens, roosters, or turkeys within the town by feeding on a regular basis. This section does not prohibit the feeding of birds other than fowl. So because he admitted to temporary housing and feeding, that warranted me to go out there. I'm going to continue. And I also cited under 34-20 public nuisance. Let me get back to the testimony that I put in here. All right. I will condense some of this for you, but seeing as those initial residents didn't want to be complainants, after I spoke to the property owner who was a violator, me and Officer Tui of the Lake Clark Shores Police Department, we knocked on 7 residents' doors. Where this property is on one side of the street is Lake Clark Shores, the other side is Palm Beach County. So I knocked on 3 Palm Beach County residents' doors because these chickens and roosters have been roaming like long distances. None of them wish to be complainants. They did admit to knowing about the chickens and roosters. They did not want to make a formal complaint. On the Lake Clark Shore side, I spoke to the house on each corner next to 6401. All residents were aware of the situation. None of them wished to come forward. During my investigation, me and Officer Tui made a rough estimate of anywhere from 35 to 45 chickens and roosters.
Wow.
So again, please
Where are they
bear.
selling the eggs?
Yeah, they give it
So-
to families and themselves.
1 second. Let's see. Okay. So this is my interaction with the violator, Ms. Rose. So I went to 6401 Lake Clark Drive to speak with the property owner in regards to chickens and roosters. I had Officer Tui there with me. Mr. Jose Sagrita answered the door, and we had a discussion about the chickens and roosters, to which he partially admitted ownership to them and stated to me that he does in fact feed them, which it was under both of our body cams, so we have it recorded. Mr. Sagrita explained to me that it will be hard to remove the chickens and roosters due to his age. So I provided him some contact information for organizations and the county that could possibly remove them. Later that day, I got a call from Mr. Segrista saying that he reached out to a couple of companies. They were unable to assist him. We provided him another number. He said that he spoke to them and that he was going to get it set up. So based on his willingness, I did not issue a violation at that time. I gave him 7 to 10 days to come into a compliance. I did not hear from him. 1 second. However, when I posted the notice of hearing, I did not see any chickens on his properties, on his property, no chickens or roosters. I still saw some throughout the community, but on the Palm Beach County side. Today's inspection, when I went out there, I did not see any chickens or roosters, and I did see what appeared to be like a chicken or rooster trap. And I also spoke with Chief England, and he confirmed that's what he saw as well. The reason I'm putting this on record is because I do not believe all of them have been taken care of. I believe that the resident took care of what he could. So 6 months from now, 9 months from now, when we are getting complaints coming in about this, I just wanted to get it documented that I did investigate it. I did everything I could. I knocked on several doors. I proceeded as far as I could, but as of today's date, I do not see any chickens or roosters on the Lake Clark Shore side. So unless we get complaints coming in and people who want to give testimony, or unless I see them back in Lake Clark Shore specifically on this resident's property, that's why this matter was closed as of today.
So Bill, if I drive by the property and I see chickens and roosters walking around, and I tell Eric that I witnessed them, does someone
Unfortunately,
have to file a complaint? Can't the town?
well, unfortunately, that doesn't warrant, because so the chickens and roosters walk on several properties. So let's say that was your home and someone called and complained about you, and then those chickens and roosters walk on their property. Then you as a property owner could call and say, hey, no, those are your chickens and roosters because they're on your property. In order to get under section 6-5, they can't just be on someone's property. They have to be seen being housed, and they have to be seen being fed. So because they've been removed from the physical property, that's what put them into compliance.
But you don't
Personally,
know
there's
that they
something
were-
wrong with this. I mean, if there's chickens roaming around Lake Clark Shores, there needs to be a mechanism to have them removed.
Well, I can tell you when I do walks, I go around the lake and at 5 o'clock in the morning. Or whatever, and you hear the roosters at 5 o'clock in the morning. They're,
And they're on Westlake too.
yeah.
But anyhow, my point is, does someone actually have to complain that they saw and they want something done about it? Or if the town representative sees them, isn't that enough?
Well, if Eric sees them and he sees them in a nature that violates the code, in other words, housing, right? Housing and,
Housing and being fed.
yeah. He would-
Housing meaning a chicken coop or,
A housing coop or some type of structure so there was a case, if you remember, that was it was easy for us to prove. Do you remember the pigeon situation where there was a resident that had like hundreds of pigeons and actually had them housed in those metal cages? Because we had that evidence and those photos provided by the neighbors, we were able to definitively prove that those pigeons, which are considered foul, were being stored on the property. They were being housed, and because of the structure they were in, they were clearly being fed. So yeah, the way the ordinance is that if they're just walking across someone's property, it doesn't warrant it. Now, yes, they are livestock and fowl, but we have to actually prove in this particular individual. 'Cause I've been on this for almost a year because I've been trying to prove it. And the fact that Chief England talked to one of the residents who wanted to be a complainant, but then didn't. And then I tried to get several other neighbors to come forward to strengthen the case. But because I have no one coming forward who wants to be a complainant, and because the resident, it appears, removed most of them because they're no longer on his property. And when I went there for the notice of hearing, there were no chickens or roosters. And when I did my inspection today, there were no chicken or rooster. So
Did you actually speak to the property owner when you delivered the notice of hearing?
he gave me a call, told me he removed what chickens he could, and that's as far as he was going to go forward. So
The ones he couldn't remove are still there, likely.
Well, my question is, does he allow you on the property to go see if there is?
absolutely not,
Chicken coop or nothing?
absolutely not.
You've
no.
asked him if you can go in the
Yes.
yard?
So he was friendly enough. He gave the police chief a little bit of an attitude. Our first interaction, he was a little bit standoffish, a little bit verbally aggressive towards me and Officer Tui. I was able to calm him down enough to have a conversation explaining that I would rather have them removed than to violate you. And, because I gave him time before a violation was issued, but whatever actions he did, that's as far as he wanted to go.
So if they're on my property and they're visible, then I won't let you get on my property to see that I'm housing and feeding them. That's okay.
It's protection under the Fourth Amendment. Unwarranted searches and seizures. So if you have him in, like, if he's housing him in his backyard, if there's no way for me to see him, because it's very difficult. Like, this is the best photo I can get you looking through the fence and all this is showing you is just one rooster and one chicken. That's the best view that I can get. And because we have no complainants, it's from the code board standpoint, yes, you guys could cite them. If it goes to circuit court, it'll be thrown out.
From a code enforcement standpoint, can you look at the property on Google Earth and see if there's any structure that's a chicken coop?
Yeah, I looked on Google Earth, and I mean, he's got a bunch of stuff in the backyard. There's nothing that definitively looks like. I mean, he told me he had a shed that he built for his dog many years ago. Because there's part of a structure right there with like a slight bit of a roof, but he told me that was for a dog. And because he won't let me on his property, and because the neighbor that lives directly to the right, that property is currently vacant, so there's no one there, and they don't want to get involved. And the neighbor on the other side, they don't want to get involved either. So I do not have direct access to get back there. It's a hard to prove code section, but that's why I wanted to bring it before the board, because I have a feeling that there are still chickens and roosters out there. They're going to continue to breed, and this will come back up.
It's time for the town to buy a drone.
So if no one complains,
So the
Okay.
structure that's the shed / doghouse, would that require a permit? And is there evidence that he had one?
A simple doghouse? I don't think so. I don't think you would need a permit.
He said it was a shed for his dog, so I'm calling it a doghouse, but is it a shed? And would he have needed a permit for it?
That's the best photo I got for you. He said, doghouse, dog housing area. Every time I've talked to him in the past, he provides a certain amount of information and knows how to not give me any more than he wants. So this was my best effort. The fact that the police chief talked to him and we were able to get him to say that he partially owned chickens and roosters at one point, and we're feeding them. But that's what got me to open up the investigation. But again, we have no one in the surrounding area willing to be a complainant, whether from Lake Clark Shore side or Palm Beach County side. We're talking about the neighbors directly across from the property and directly adjacent to this property.
well, you can definitely hear him at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Well, so he's at least said that he was
And
housing them and feeding them.
I went, well, yeah, at
So
one point.
now, if you go by and you see them on his property,
No, because he said he removed them. 2 times I've gone out there looking for them. They haven't been on his property. Chief England's also drove by multiple times because he's been keeping tabs on it too. He hasn't seen anything on their property. So, I mean, Bill, you you see where the quandary is. It's not that I don't want to take it further. It's just from a legal standpoint, it's a little thin.
Well, yeah, and I understand the issue with getting access, and these chickens or roosters or whatever, are they on his property? I mean,
Yeah. But they're on, so when me and Officer Tui were there, we saw chickens and roosters on 12 properties.
yeah.
Every door we
No,
knocked
no,
on.
my point just being, I mean, they'd have to be enclosed somehow, either that or they're just roaming wild, I guess.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know?
but at night they end up going to the coop. I mean, they go far, but they do eventually go to their
Mhm.
coop.
The shingles that you see at the top above that chicken on the left, if you go up, is that the roof of the house or is that the roof of the shed?
No, that's the roof of the house. It's where the chicken on the left is by the bush. When you look up a little bit in that kind of blackish area, that's where the housing of it is. Emily, are there any other photos, maybe a different angle? Because you can kind of see something back there, but not enough to definitively say what it is or what it isn't.
And not,
Here you go. So this is a little bit better, but you still can't see much. You can see the trash
Pile
can
of
on,
junk.
yeah, you can see the trash can on the left. You can kind of see a little something, but
Here.
it's, yeah, like there's that little fencing area, but those are the best photos I got from the street view. So that's why I wanted to present it, get it on the record, because I have a feeling this is going to come up again. And at some
So,
point, the people on the county side may complain, so.
you brought up a good point, but you don't have a drone, but it'd be illegal, right?
It's, yeah, that's illegal.
Okay.
That would be like you pointing your camera over
Right.
your neighbors.
Keeping, yeah, like.
Because there was actually a case study that happened where police department was flying their drone over, not intentionally trying to look into a neighbor's backyard, but there was a family that was nude and they got recorded on the camera and the department got massively sued for it. So yeah, drones are a useful tool, but it's, I mean, Bill, correct?
Yeah, as far as I know, yeah, it would
Okay.
be.
Like, I don't want to overstep what I'm saying.
No, good to know.
so without us finding non-compliance, this is just basically, you can refer back to the recording of this meeting, but there's no motion for us to
Yeah.
make.
I'm getting it on the record because, like I said, me and Chief England believe that, you know, because like from my investigation for almost a year, I saw when it was a couple of chickens to where it's at now, approaching almost 50. Now, yes, a great deal of them have been removed. I saw some of the traps out there, but I want to say that all of them aren't removed. I could be wrong, and I hope I am, but I have a feeling that there are some still roaming out there, and this is going to explode into larger numbers. So when people do call, or if they call and they complain and they say, why hasn't the town done anything? They can revert back to this conversation that I presented to you, and they can see that as a code enforcement officer, I did what I could. I looked into it. No residents or neighbors wanted to come forward as a complainant.
Well, this is not the only property in town that has chickens on it.
No, there's also the guinea hen. There's a guinea hen that runs on Clark Road, but that one's free. I don't know, someone dumped that or where that came from.
Well,
Animal control can't come and remove them.
Animal care control won't come unless the animal is sick or injured. I've contacted the county myself. They won't come out just to pick it up. So if the chickens are sick, if they're half dead in the road, then you run into a health department issue.
okay, so
Quandary.
are we done with all the cases?
Yes, we are.
All right, so I believe the next thing is the board comments, suggestions, and updates. Anybody?
I got a question, Eric.
Yes.
Have you been out in the boat to look on the seaside of the properties for violations?
Unfortunately, the last couple of weeks, the marine unit hasn't been operating, so I haven't been out for over a month.
Okay.
I may be going out on Saturday, this coming Saturday. I'm not 100% sure, but when I do get back on the water, I will be looking for stuff. It's just, you know, I can't go out on my own because it's a law enforcement vessel, so we're reliant on the certified, you know, vessel operating law enforcement officer.
They were there last week. I'm on the lake. They were operating this past weekend.
Yeah, I wasn't on the water with them.
If you're going Saturday, you'll need an icebreaker.
It's gonna be
Also,
cold.
What about storage of trash cans and recyclable bins outside a fence on the roadside? Those can be seen from the road. Is there a code that it
Yes.
should be behind
Yes,
something?
I thought the town agreed to.
there is a code,
Hold on.
but it's not enforced to the best of my knowledge.
I
So
mean,
as I drive down Keller Road, there's a house that has, I don't know, 4, 5, 6 bins outside, a trash can, some other stuff. Is that legal?
well, where are these trash cans being placed?
That right in front of the garage?
Yeah.
Oh, I know exactly.
Yeah.
White van?
I
On
think
which
it-
road?
I think it's 1410, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, let me look into the code section. Because they're like trash cans can't be left out past trash pickup. But as for the specific placement, I believe they're supposed to put on the side of the home.
Is that
This
where
is-
all the
this-
tote bins are lined up in
There's-
front of the garage door?
Correct. Just all that, the garage.
I know the house you're talking about. Well, those certain bins, the yellow and black bins,
Mhm.
yeah, that's considered prohibited outdoor storage.
It's been there a
been-
long time.
So, and how's the vegetation going, the citation? Have you, I won't say been able, but have you had to cite anyone for
Warnings so far.
after the warning? Have you
That's-
got any after the warning?
Give me one second. No one's been fined yet, but give me one
Okay.
second.
That's good.
Hold on.
I believe it was last Saturday, Eric was issuing warnings.
Okay, since the start of the new year, so we'll call it 1/1, 35 warnings have been issued. And prior to that, I did close to 100 for November and December.
Okay, thanks.
And obviously this week's not gonna be any because they forgot to pick it up. Or they haven't.
Well, it's good, Mr. Hughes contacted me this morning because when I was riding around, even Chief Inland said, he's like, we saw the same piles and we're used to seeing like, okay, they need to be picked up. So it was good that someone else had reached out and, you know, the wheels started turning like, okay, you know, this isn't a resident problem, this is a waste management problem.
Do they notify the town, Emily, when, hey, we're not able to complete our pickups? Or I'm just curious because obviously since now we know it's a violation, I would think waste management would say, hey, we are having issues to pick up this week or whatever. I don't know. How is it?
No, it's very rare if they do.
If they don't call us, we call them.
Yes,
And call them again
yes.
and again.
Do they go back
maybe
like to
careful.
next week or they pick up just eventually during the week?
It depends. It depends.
That's all I have.
I have to assume in the contract, they agree to a schedule.
Yes, there is a schedule.
So technically, they're in violation of the contract. And they haven't noticed the town otherwise.
But if the property owner were to be cited
I
for
have
it,
to work tomorrow. Do this at a coffee shop. We're not, do you answer to us, Eric?
Hmm?
Do you answer to us?
I mean, if you guys have
All right, are we your supervisors?
no,
We're here to you present cases, we make decisions about it. We've wasted an hour just sitting here. We could have had this guy up here talking and he could have, 15 minutes would have saved of us going, what are they going to do? What are they going to do over here? I don't know what they're going to do. He could have told us. I work. I'm not sitting here for an hour and a half just gabbing about crap. I'm sorry. I don't know how y'all do this stuff. I'm here. My time is valuable. I work. I'm not here to socialize. I'm here to make decisions on this stuff that this man does and then let him do his job. I ain't got nothing to do with you, how you do your job, whose house you go by, or nothing with them chickens. You've done what you're supposed to do. You met with the guy. There ain't nothing else to do until the next time somebody complains. And after that, just leave it alone. What are you going to do? You want to ride by there every day from now on to see if 2 chickens are in this guy's backyard? How expensive is that? I'm sorry, but this has to be a little bit more concise about what we're here to do and not questioning all this stuff that we ain't got nothing to do with. You got problems with the trash and how the rule works, go to the council meeting. We're here to decide these cases on this sheet and then go home.
No, there's board comments, and that's what we're doing now. We
That's
did go over
fine,
the
but
cases.
you asked,
But
y'all
Jonathan-
asked these questions. Why didn't you call the guy up here to explain right to start with? You
What are you
wasted
talking
his
about?
time, and y'all went back and forth about.
Well,
I wonder
Jonathan,
what they're gonna do
Jonathan,
now.
there's
They need to
some-
do the outside
there's
first.
some order called Robert's Rules
I
of
know
Order,
there is.
and you're familiar with them.
Yes, I am.
Okay.
And I'm also
And-
familiar with courtesy and not wasting time with people who are volunteering their time in here. And this gentleman came in here to testify, made him sit while we asked a bunch of dumb questions about hypothetical stuff that doesn't matter. He could have told us what was going on. There's 30 minutes of work on here. I've sat here for an hour and a half and I ain't doing it. We can get this stuff precise, a little bit more contained and not waste his time asking him questions about what he's doing. It ain't none of our business how he's doing his job. We're here to decide these cases.
Well, that goes part of the decision making. So that's why.
He gives us that, and he does a great job. He presents incredible evidence.
I understand. We also have an attorney here. It's a
I know,
quasi judicial
and-
procedure in every case, the
I
due
get it.
process.
I get it, but what does it have to do with him riding by there every day? We decided the matter. I'm sorry. I need to go home. I've been up since 5 o'clock this morning. I've worked 9 hours. Now I'm here to do my part, and I volunteered for this because I want to help my community. But my time is, I can't sit here while we just chit chat over
Well,
stuff that
Jonathan,
don't matter.
Jonathan, maybe from now on, if you don't think we're on task, you let us know during the meeting.
I will. I do apologize for losing my temper. I don't mean to do that.
Okay.
I ain't ate dinner yet. I've had one meal a day. It was at 10 o'clock this morning. And anyway,
Okay. Thank you.
okay.
Anybody else? Wes?
Fine.
You done?
I think-
Okay. Is there a motion to adjourn?
I'll motion.
Second.
Second.
Motion been moved and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Thank you.
Sorry, guys. I didn't mean to.